Today I'd like to talk about one of the biggest myths in the golf swing that probably every single golfer has heard at some point when either taking up the game or just whenever they've been playing with their friends, and it drives pretty much every golf instructor nuts, and that is the phrase, you lifted your head, or you're not keeping your head down. So this is just going to be a brief video on the role of the head and the neck during the golf swing and how it can impact different parts of the golf swing. So first and foremost, in the golf swing, we do not want to restrict our head and neck movement. And you'll see it a lot of the time that players, in an effort to try and hit the ball more solidly, they try and keep their neck and head and eyes on the ball the whole time. And what happens is when we do this, if I try and keep my head on the ball the whole time and swing back, I can only get so far and then I'm pretty much stuck because the neck plays a really important role in the body movement in the backswing and the downswing. So an easy, quick, simple test that you can do is if you stand straight up and down, bring your chin up and then rotate as far as you can go, and then without lifting up your shoulder, try and see if you can touch your collarbone, and then do the same on the opposite side. A lot of people cannot do this, or they can't get all the way down to their collarbone, or they can't rotate their neck all the way over. And this has a big role in the golf swing, because if we cannot rotate, then it's going to limit how much we can turn in the backswing and how much we can turn through the shot, and it leads to other faults in the golf swing through and after impact as well. So making it really simple, if we think about the neck and the neck's role in the golf swing, if we take away everything else from here down, the golf swing is pretty much that. And people always laugh at me when I show them that, but it's true. Your whole body is just turning around your neck. So if you're a player that struggles with that cervical rotation to get side to side, then some things that we need to do in the backswing to complete a full turn would be the neck and nose and cap can swivel away from the target. This does not mean that I need to take my eye off the ball. I can still see the ball with my left eye. So as I swivel, it gives me much more range of motion in the shoulders and thoracic spine because it's all connected. So it lets me get a better full backswing turn, which is going to help us get in better positions, get more power, get the club in a better position to start the downswing. So that would be number one. And then if we look at the role in the downswing, so now if I let my neck then swivel the opposite direction coming through, it lets the chest open up coming through impact, it lets the lower body open up and clear, and it also lets the hands get a little bit more ahead. And then as I keep turning through it, it lets me extend everything out towards the target, which is a position that you see all the professionals in as they're coming through. They're really extended. A lot of amateurs are more narrow and they don't have that extension. And a lot of the time it's because they're simply trying to keep their head down. If we keep our head down, there's a point where I can't rotate anymore. My chest and shoulders kind of stuck here. I'm keeping my head down. Now to finish the swing, the momentum is going to then make the arms fold. And then I'm in this position, which is a position I see a lot with amateur golfers. And it's simply because a lot of the time they're really trying to keep their head down as long as possible. When we see professionals and it's a freeze frame off impact and their head is on the ball, that does not mean their head is staying there for the rest of the swing. It's just one image freeze frame throughout the whole swing. So we need to look at the whole picture. When we strike it, we can let it swivel and then completely turn through. And good proof of this would be the extremes would be players like David Duval, Annika Sorenstam, Dustin Johnson. Their heads swivel towards the target even before impact. And that really helps them with compression, arm extension coming through, rotation, and all these other good things that happen in the swing. So when you're swinging, don't try and keep your head stable and in the one spot. It is completely normal to let it rotate and move. It's okay if it moves a little bit off the ball in the backswing. That's completely fine. We do not need to keep it in one stable position. One thing that we can do as a drill would be just grab a tee, and then if you put it in your mouth, use that, imagine it was a laser pointing out the end of it, use it to kind of trace a line away from the target and then through towards the target. And that'll help kind of give you a good visual image of what you're trying to do during the swing. Other really good drill would be an eyes out drill. So you would set up to the ball, and then as you're halfway in the downswing, you actually let your head completely release and look at the target as you're striking the ball. It seems really scary because you're giving up control of looking at the ball, but it's going to help you get the right sensation of your body opening up and rotating through and after impact. Don't worry if you don't hit the ball great, just kind of trust it and let your eyes swivel out towards the target as you swing, and that will give you a different sensation of how the neck should be working through the golf swing. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions on any of this stuff, leave them in the comments and I will get back to them as soon as possible.